quietly forward, good defense. If you want to attack, you have to have good defense, and Powell is exhibiting that right here with a well-played delivery right up there to more or less the short mid-wicket area. Imran Khan coming, and the score remains on 11 without loss.
Yes,
it's a windy day here, Vincy.
Yes, I'd like to give commendations to the government and also Cricket West Indies, but we can't sit back here and not give commendations to the vision of the man who started it, Sir Alan Stanford.
Yes, very outstanding property here at the future still lives on. The vision still lives on. Rampal into bowl to Manasseh Kyron Powell looking to run it down past the gully area. And the score at the end of over number 4, 11 without loss. Kyron Powell is 9 from 15. Ross Powell is 2 from 9. And Ravi Rampal at the end of completion of his second over, 6 runs coming off the over, not for 7.
Yes, and even going back, the Trinidad and Tobago team, along with the Guyana team, would have fond memories of this ground because the first 2 Stanford 2020 tournaments, having been played here, were won. I think the first competition was won by Trinidad and Tobago. By Guyana, and the second one won by Trinidad and Tobago. And in both of those tournaments, they pulled in the big cash money, $1 million.
Here comes Ross Powell, pushing hard at that delivery. So he can't score. The Leeward Islands team, Devon Thomas, Captain Nidish Kumar, Sheena Berridge, Terence Ward, Casey Carty, Quinton Boatswain, Colin Archibald, Hayden Walsh Jr., and Ashmin Ned. Pair is in out the bowl to Ross Powell, exercising his hands, hitting it down between long on. Good piece of fielding there by the fielder down there. Looks like it is Kejon Otley. Might have saved 2 runs quite easily down long on. He had to get across, and he did some excellent work as compared to what we saw up at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, Vincy.
Yes.
Bigger effort from Kejon Otley this time around.
Yes, very, very, very good effort there. Saving 2 runs as the batsman ran through for 2, but it could have been 4 easily had he not showed the effort.
Kyron Powell are just making the adjustments to tell him get a little bit straighter at long on,
right,
so he won't have to work so hard the next time. Ross Powell comes quietly forward. He's 4. Score is 13 without loss.
And he's shown a punch and carry pair. Has not been successful going over the top in terms of scoring boundaries, but he has scored some runs by electing that particular tactic.
Here comes carry pair. Ross Powell trying to sneak a single in front of Ravi Rampal, a short third man, but is sent back by 13 without loss. Ross Powell is 4 from 13. Kyron Powell 9 from 15. Good start by Trinidad and Tobago's bowlers. Pairs in now to bowl to Ross Powell is back and turning, and the man himself, Sunil Narayan, the legend, comes around a short fine leg, saves a single.
Yeah, I think they missed an opportunity for getting a single there. Had Kieran Powell been backing up positively, I think there was a single there. The fielder certainly had to cover some ground before he fielded the delivery.
To abort his run, didn't get, as Vinci said, his rhythm right, so he had to turn back very quickly. Good start here so far from the Hurricanes. Also good start by Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Pair is in now to bowl to Ross Powell is back and turning it past the short leg fielder of Kyron Pollard up to. So over number 5 completed. The Leeward Islands Hurricanes, after winning the toss, they're 13 without loss. I continue with the Trinidad and Tobago team. Kyron Mohammed, Dinesh Randin, the wicketkeeper, Evan Lewis, Imran Khan, Kejon Otley, Sunil Narayan, Nicholas Poran, Ravi Rampal, Jaden Seals, a debut, Carey Pair, Akil Hussain and Anderson Phillip, the 2 players left out, and Darren Bravo and Lendell Simmons instead, as they would have been nursing a couple of injuries.
Yes, and I think they're in such a comfortable position that they are comfortable that they can rest these players.
Rampal is into bowl to Kyron Powell. He stands up straight and punches this up to Jason Mohammed, who scored a century in the last game. Very controlled, very constructive up at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. It was a masterclass from Jason Mohammed.
Yes,
and even though Poran and Pollard and company would have failed, he took big over the line.
Yes, he was the glue that kept the innings together, and he just missed out on having the highest score so far for the tournament.
Rampal, big foul to bowl to Kyron Powell. He picks up the line, good take by Dinesh Ramdin. Ramdin is due for some runs. You know the thing about it, Vincy, that whenever Rampal is playing for Trinidad and Tobago against the Leeward Islands, he always, you got Trinidad and Tobago in trouble, and Rampal steps in.
Yes,
and holds up everything.
This is a magic arm.
13 without loss.
But I just mentioned about the highest individual score so far for the tournament. That was scored by the Leeward's Casey Cartis, and Leeward's would certainly be looking forward to him raising his hand up today.
Providing he gets an opportunity, Powell sneaks a single down to the short third man area. Kejan Hartley can't stop it. He goes up to 10, and the score goes to 14 without loss. 14 without loss is the latest score here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. The Leeward Islands Hurricanes, their run rate is 2.55, and they really need to step that up. We want to take some time out on behalf of the Leeward Islands Cricket Board to salute Mood and Caribbean Alliance, who have again come in support of Leeward's cricket. Big, cool and smooth, Mr. Amir. Keen on those guys. Thank you very much for your support. Rampal is into bowl to Ross Powell, into bowl to Powell. Powell is having a go at this one, and is caught by Jason Mohammed. He position, and the ball rushed. He just stood up and was going for an elaborate drive, looking to hit it somewhere into the pool. Never got into position. He never looked himself. And the Leeward Islands losing their first wicket. 14 for 1. Ross Powell caught Jason Mohammed. A shot that really was not on. There was no movement at all from him, Vinci.
Yes, it looked as if the ball stood up a bit. He was trying to play a pull shot, sort of a pull shot. The way he was positioned for that shot, it looked like he would not have gotten it past the mid-off fielder. If it was played with any level of execution, it would have probably gone in the mid-off position or maybe over the bowler's head. But he certainly wasn't to the pitch of the ball. The ball hit at no timing, and it just lobbed up into the offside of the field for Mohammed to come in and take a very simple catch, a very soft dismissal there by the batsman.
But there really was no movement in the depth of the crease by Ross Powell. And, you still can't be able to take your eyes off Ravi Rampal, because even at his age, he's still got a little bit of pace.
Yes, and as you said, he's always put his hand up when he's playing against the Leewards, and we were talking about the golden arm. He has made the breakthrough for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force team.
Out comes the century maker, Casey Carty, and he's got a good platform, Casey Carty, so far, so he would know that he's now batting with one of the most senior players in the Leeward Islands team, former captain Kyron Powell. 14 for 1. Casey Carty steps out, and the ball that got Ross Powell